welcome to Time Management. Today we're going to be learning how to utilize your time to make the most of it, to make sure that you get in plenty of time for meal prepping, cooking, and your exercise. Now, a lot of times whenever I coach people, I find this is one of the biggest obstacles that people run into. They just don't have enough time. They're busy with work and kids and family. There's a lot to do. And what I encourage you to do is to understand what makes up your schedule and where things can fit. So the first thing you want to do is start itemizing what kind of days you have. For example, you could have my work day, my day off, or I have morning shifts, I have night shifts, I have days with school and work, I have days that my partner works and I have off, I have days that we both work. Take a look at everything that gives you kind of a different day. And then start organizing them so that they're similar. So if your mornings are unavailable due to school or work, but you have evenings free, or you have neither free, and you have maybe 30 minutes in between to get from one to the other, and this is where you normally stop for food, take a look at all these segments and start organizing this. Now, it is useful that you can get yourself a calendar. They sell these things at the dollar store where I live. It just makes up the week, has a couple of boxes for different categories. You can either do it with 4 weeks, or what I do is I put my strength training, my nutrition, the meditation, and then hobbies. You can also do breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. So make up a calendar and start organizing your day. What takes up these big segments? And there's a list in the workbook of the different things that could come up, like work or school is a big one. Social world, your kids' schedule, your partner's schedule, special occasions, is there holidays, is there vacation, leisure time? And then start listing everything. And then what you're going to do, once you have an understanding, you're going to start prioritizing that list. And you're going to start understanding the 3 categories. Your must, things that you have to do. You have to work to support yourself. That's part of life. You have to sleep. You have to eat. You should squeeze exercise into this, but I understand it's not important for everyone. But eating is definitely one. Family is definitely a must. And then you want to understand your shoulds. These are things you should do, like meal prepping, like exercising, excelling at work. This includes overtime. Not a must, this is a should. Working on passion projects, anything at all that you really should get done. These are your higher priority. I mean, they don't completely affect your life. If you don't get around to not learning the guitar, not into the world, but it would be nice to. And then the last category is your bonus. These are things that you do that in no way need to be done. Things like TV, video games, social world, going out. They're bonus if you have free time. If you are lucky enough to not work or go to school for the entire day, so you have like all this free time. Some people have too much free time and they find it overwhelming. So it's important to schedule in these bonus activities, these relaxing things. So start prioritizing your list, go through everything that makes up your day, and start categorizing. How important is it? How important is it that you get this done versus this? And then what we're going to start doing is start understanding and filling those in. So I get home from work, I spend an hour scrolling through social media, I do this, I hang out with the family, and then I go to bed. And it's like, wow, if I just lowered my social media, I could easily fit in a 30-minute exercise. And you can start finding positions to squeeze in a quick exercise routine, or a nice stretching, or yoga, or meditation. Maybe in the morning you have a little bit more time if you wake up earlier to do some meal prep for the day. And schedules isn't for everyone. Sometimes schedules feel too structured. Maybe your life is so chaotic that there's just no way to have a schedule. Then what you're going to do is a similar process, but a checklist. So in your checklist, you're going to put your top priority: work, school, family, sleep, eat, And then for that, you'll break that down a little bit further and you'll check things off. And then you'll have exercise, 20 minutes or whatever that is for the day. And then what you can do every morning, wake up, make a whole checklist of things you want to accomplish in that day. They sell these really cool things on Amazon, 5-minute journals, and they kind of gives you like, what you're grateful for, so you can focus on positivity, daily affirmations to keep your mindset right, and then what you would like to achieve. And then I fill this out with all the things that I want to accomplish for that day. So it's another really good option. You don't have to buy something. You could also just write it on a piece of paper or on your phone. So get good at making checklists. Even if you do the schedule, I still recommend doing checklists. I definitely do both. But a checklist I find is easier. And it's like, okay, well, I did my exercise for the day, but I didn't do this. And then what you want to start doing is you're going to start tallying all this together. You're going to start building this idea of what makes up a typical day and where all your time actually goes. So you'll have a plan of what you want your day to look like. Wake up at 5 a.m., go for a run, make my food for the day, go to the gym, all this stuff that you want to squeeze in. And this is like an ideal, like in an ideal world where stress isn't a factor, motivation isn't a factor, and you just always have top-notch motivation and there's no obstacles that ever come up. In that world, how would you like that day to look? How could you build that reality? And then at the end of the week, you're actually going to take a look at what really happened. Okay, well, I didn't wake up at 5. I'm way too tired, right? This is my thing. I don't like to wake up early. And so I'm not going to schedule something that I don't enjoy. So instead, I'm like, okay, but I do find that after work, if I stop at the gym on my way home and just do anything, I almost always consistently do that. I find I have more motivation for myself that way. And some people, they much prefer waking up and getting it over with, because then for the rest of the day, they've accomplished that one thing that they wanted to do. Same with, you can do this weekly, where every Monday I want to make all the food for the rest of the week. And this will kind of help you understand your time, how it's organized. Go through the workbook and make sure this is as personal to you as possible. And really take a look at all these things that make up your time. And at the end of the week, make sure you review, and you can go through a nice little chart that's, did you complete what you needed to? If yes, great. Keep doing what you're doing. It's working. If no, what happened? Why couldn't you? Was your low priority stuff coming up too much? You're just too busy watching TV or playing games because you're so exhausted. Did your high priority stuff just not happen? Sure, you didn't spend too much time on this, but you just never really made time to go to the gym. And then what you can do is you can start checking as this goes on, because this is a bit of a journey. As this goes on, you can kind of see, okay, well, I notice every Thursday, I almost never get to the gym on that day. I do really well for 3 days, but then the fourth one, I'm just kind of tired, kind of sore, don't feel like it. Perfect. So as you're scheduling for future, now I take Thursdays off. Thursdays and Sundays I have off. No worries there. You're building this for a lifelong process. This is all about you and making yourself happy. This is about finding what works. And you really want to enjoy the process. So make it about you. Find out what you like and what you don't like. Make your time work for you. And then join me tomorrow where we cover a little bit of psychology and really how to adapt a positive mindset